So dear friends, I am once again back with another question related to kinematics which will help you in your problem solving skills. So as I was discussing about the three equations of motion when there is a uniform acceleration of a body, we were doing some amount of problems. In continuation with the same, I have another problem which is not very direct, which is an interesting problem, just a little bit of tricky problem. But if you apply your concepts, I am very much sure you can understand it very easily. So the problem is something like this. An object is projected vertically upwards from this point with a speed of 50 meters per second. And of course, as it goes up, then it passes through infinite points, of course. So I have chosen 2 points, point A and point B. This point is 50 meters above, this point is 100 meters above, and we have to find the time taken in going from A to B. What is the time that it takes in going from A to B? Now I told you, like, first you should understand the question properly before solving it. So the question is not the time, total time or something. The question is time taken in going from A to B. यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक जाने में कितना समय लगेगा particle को? This is my question. So as you try to imagine the equations of motion, your brain will come to this point. S is equal to ut plus half at square. But I told you, be very careful here. S is the displacement, u is the velocity, is the acceleration. So sign is very important. Those students who forget all about signs lose everything. So don't forget about sign. So h is the height from this thing, from the ground. So it is in upward direction. So I take it as positive. Acceleration is always downward. So I take it as negative here. So I have written the equation h is equal to ut minus half gt square. Now you will think how to apply it here. So, like, if we put h equals to 50 and u equals to 50 also, and g equals to 10, then maybe we can find the time that it takes in going from here to here. Similarly, I can find the time in going from here to this point B. How? By putting h is equal to 100. So I will get two quadratic equations in which one has h as 100 and the other one has h as 50. Of course, u is the same because I have thrown it with 50 meters per second. And now the complication is, like you can see, it is quadratic equation. So let us say, suppose I put this h equals to 50. What will I get? I will get 50 is equal to 50 into t minus half into 10 into t square. So what I get is tan equals to 10t minus t square. क्या किया है मैंने 5 से डिवाइड कर दिया है, कुछ ज्यादा बड़ा काम नहीं किया है. 50 equals to 50t minus 5t square. तो 5 से इसको डिवाइड कर दिया. So I get this equation. Now this is a quadratic equation. तो आप quadratic equation को solve करके निकाल सकते हैं उसको. Now solving two quadratic equations is bit cumbersome, थोड़ा सा troublesome. So my point is, can there be some easier method for solving this question? So I told you, you have to recall your concepts, apply your mathematics, but I said, like, always try to understand the situation in physics. The situation is something like this. It starts from here, crosses this point, goes to some point here and comes back here. Right? You throw something up, goes up and up and up and up and goes to the maximum height and then falls back again to the ground. Now, something very interesting is the upward motion and the downward motion is symmetric. What is the meaning of being symmetric? Now, the meaning of being symmetric is whatever time this particle takes in going from here to here is the same time as it comes from the topmost point to the ground again. You understand my point? जितना समय पार्टिकल को नीचे से ऊपर तक जाने में लगता है, the same time it takes in falling from the topmost point to the bottommost point. Now you will ask me, sir, then what is the use of this, what you are telling? So this is a very interesting thing. Just listen. Now when I am throwing it here, from here it goes to this point. This is the maximum height. This is the, so if you draw it, this is the maximum height, h max. Now what is that maximum height, by the way? So you may be thinking, why I am calculating maximum height? We have to calculate the time, but have a little patience. थोड़ा सा patience रखिए. I will give you the answer. Now the maximum height is always calculated by a, that you can calculate by a formula, that is u square, इसका square initial velocity का upon 2g. तो देखिए क्या आएगा वो 50 into 50 कहाँ से आ रहा है? u is 50. 50 into 50 upon 2 into 10. So 1 0 goes off and you get 250 by 2, that is 125 मीटर. तो ये जो पूरी हाइट है ये कितनी हो गई आपकी? 125 मीटर. इसका मतलब वो 125 मीटर तक जाकर वापस गिरेगा. द पार्टिकल विल गो टू a height of 125 meter. So this h max is equal to 125 meter. So it will go up to this point and then fall back here. Now I told you that this motion is symmetric. So whatever time it takes from here to here, the same time it takes from here to here. Whatever time it takes from here to here, the same time it takes from here to here. Whatever time it takes from here to here, the same time it takes from here to here. Now I think you are getting a hint what I am trying to do. Now if this is 125 meter and this is 100 meters, can you tell me what this height is? ये वाला height, what is this height? So this total height is 125, this is 100. So this is 125 minus 100, that is 25 meters. Secondly, if this height is 50 and again this height is 125, then what is this height? I am asking you. इसको मैं h1 बोल देता हूँ. Let me call this as h2. So of course this will be this total height minus 50. So 125 minus 50 is how much? That is 75 meters. Now this is something very interesting. देखिए, the time the particle takes in going from here to here while going up is the same as the time it takes from here to here while coming down. I am repeating. The time that the particle takes in going from here to here while going up in the upward journey is the same as the time it takes in coming from here to here while coming down. Now if we use this concept, this question will become very easy. How? Now देखिए, अगर आप यहाँ से किसी पार्टिकल को ड्रॉप कर देते हैं, so the time comes easily. Suppose it falls through a height h1, so it starts from rest. अगर आप किसी पार्टिकल को एक ऊपर से ड्रॉप कर देते हैं, सपोज, so as it goes up, it comes to rest, and then it is like a particle dropped from there. So the time it will take in coming from here to here will be given by h1 is equal to half into the value of acceleration g into t1 square. तो आपके पास एक टाइम आएगा यहां से यहां तक t1, that will be root of 2h1 by g. I think all of you agree with this. Now similarly, there is another time t2. Now this height is h1, this is h2. Now if I forget this and think of this time that it takes in falling from here to here, which is 75 meters. So I will say similarly h2 is equal to half into g into t2 square. इसमें से u कहाँ गया? तो देखिए u कब था? जब आपने नीचे से फेंका था उसको. जब ऊपर से वापस आ रहा है तो वहां u 0 से गिर रहा है वो. So h2 is equal to half gt2 square. So t2 square, t2 will be root of 2h2 by g. So I get the time from here to here, that is what I call as t2, and then I get time from here to here that I get as t1. So what is my answer? My answer is this time minus this time is the time it takes from coming from here to here. So the answer is t2 minus t1, which is nothing but, आप देख सकते हैं 2 into h2 by g. इसकी वैल्यू कितनी है? तो h2 आपके पास यहाँ पर हमने लिखा हुआ है, इस h1 is 25 and this is h2 equals to 75. h2 कौन सी हाइट है? ये वाली. h1 कौन सी है? ये वाली. So you will get 2 into 75 by 10 minus root of 2 into 25 by 10. तो ये t2 टाइम आ गया आपका, जिसमें h2 को मैंने 75 लिखा है. यहाँ पे h1 को मैंने 25 लिखा है, तो क्या आंसर आएगा आप इजीली देख सकते हो। या आ गया रूट ऑफ 15, क्योंकि ये व्हेन यू डिवाइड इट यू विल गेट 15 माइनस रूट ऑफ 5 and that is your answer. I am not solving it any further, but the answer is root of 15 minus root of 5 seconds. तो देखिए मैंने यहाँ पे कोई क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन नहीं बनाई, क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ से u को डिसअपियर करा दिया. I made the u to disappear and hence I got my answer as root of 15 minus root of 5. I hope I have done correct calculations. If there is sometimes any mistake, you can tell me, like in calculations. Now you should very easily remember this fact that this motion and this motion is symmetric. So instead of finding this time, I found this time. Because for that time I had to solve that quadratic equation twice, and that would be more complicated. But finding this time is very easy. That is, if you throw something up, you have to use a quadratic equation. But if you drop something from here, from this point, then calculating time is very easy. Simply you can say h1 is equal to half gt1 square, h2 is equal to half gt2 square, and the answer is simply t2 minus t1. So t2 is 2h2 by g under root, t1 is 2h1 by g under root, square root I mean to say, and simply h2 is 75. Now for finding this height, I first calculated the total height, that is 125 meter, and subtracted 50, so that becomes 75, and 125 minus 100 is 25. So 25, it falls till this point, 75, it falls till this point. So my answer is this minus this, which is very easily root of 15 minus root of 5. So approximate answer you can anytime guess. Almost, I think, almost you will get the answer less than 2 seconds, because it's square root of 16.4. मतलब आप guess कर सकते हो answers को mathematically. So this question gives us an interesting way of solving without using the quadratic equations. So in physics, always when you get a question, read it twice. Go to the basic concept. Try mathematics. Now if mathematics seems complex, think of an easier way. Go back. Try to understand the situation. So these are the methods which I have told you so far. Understanding the question, applying your concept, doing your maths, and if maths is tough, then go back and try to understand the situation and apply parallel concept and then solve this question. So you have to be really creative in your problem solving. This problem slightly touches JEE level, so I hope you have understood it. So this also completes almost the uniform acceleration part. So later on I will be discussing more miscellaneous problems, like related to, let us say, one-dimensional motion under gravity or this. But from the next video I will be discussing little problems on projectile motion, and before that I will discuss the theory of projectile motion also. So much for now. Thank you very much, and just share this video. This will benefit a lot of you. This will help you to improve your problem solving skills. So this doesn't cost you anything, so just you can go on sharing it with your friends and discuss more ways. If you have another method for solving this, do tell me what you can do in this problem. Thank you.